44 on March 13th, Monday. Call to order the rescheduled special meeting of the Monee Village Board of Trustees. If you'll please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, you may not be able to see us, but if you will talk loud so you can hear us. Let me take it then.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Trustee Racick. Present. Pop.
Here.
Orange. Here. Olston. Present. Gray. Here. And advised trustee Gonzalez for that meeting. That's fine.
Just a little bit of a, we're getting acclimated to our new environment here. The furnishings being updated. They're not completely finished, so don't be lifting or jumping or whatever else on some of the furniture. It's not completely assembled yet. And we're still using some of our old equipment until it's fully utilized. So appreciate your patience and while we're going through all that. At this point, I believe it's appropriate to go to item E, which is the public hearing. The time is now 6:46 on Monday, March 13th. Two items for the public hearing. So I need somebody to make a motion for going to the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Holston and Fraser. Roll call.
Trustee Gray.
Yes.
Olston. Yes. Orange.
Yes.
Pop.
Yes.
And Racick.
Yes.
The first item for the public hearing, Larry, do you want to drive through this thing here?
Thank you, Mayor. The first public hearing will be for the corner of Monee Manhattan and Ridgeland Avenue. This is owned by a company called Orchard 2251 LLC. They have filed a petition for annexation. Currently, it's I believe farmland. It's unapproved. This company has been in the village of Monee on prior occasions. It is anticipated that this portion of the property will be within the new TIF number 5. The owner is not present tonight, but he did sign a petition asking for annexation into the village of Monee, again, subject to their property becoming a portion of the proposed TIF number 5.
Yeah, proceed.
Any members from public have any questions on this proposed annexation? Seeing none, you can close the public hearing now.
Okay. Seeing no objections or comments pertaining to the public hearing for the annexation regarding parcel number 21-14-18-400-003-0000. I'll entertain a motion to close this segment of the public hearing.
I'll entertain that motion. Second.
Racick and is that Pop? Okay. Roll call.
Trustee Holston.
Yes.
Orange.
Yes.
Pop.
Yes.
Racick.
Yes.
And Gray.
Yes.
Next on the agenda, I'll entertain a motion to approve going into a public hearing pertaining to annexation of property at 6010 Industrial Drive, PIN number 21-14-20-300-006-0000.
I'll make that motion.
Hop
Second.
and Razor.
Discussion?
Yes, sir.
Just for clarification, that is actually 6010 West Industrial Drive.
Okay.
610 Industrial Drive is actually in University Park.
Well, within the Monee Village.
Yeah, but,
Understood.
right.
Okay. Roll call.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
So we did roll call.
No, we need roll call for this.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Pop?
Yes.
Raisik?
Yes.
Gray?
Yes.
And Olson?
Yes.
Thank you, Mayor. This parcel obviously is located on Industrial Drive. We are waiting a few documents from the owner with respect to the real estate. I did publish in the newspaper about the proposed public hearing. I don't believe anyone's here tonight. We can talk about this in executive session about a few issues with the real estate, but it is anticipated that this property will be part of the possible TIF number 5. The owner is Aunt Martha's LLC, a non-for-profit corporation. That property has been vacant for roughly, 2 years. It's in between two parcels that are already within the village at this point in time, so it's contiguous. So if there's any questions from the public regarding this?
I have a question. My name is Janet Blue. I'm at 521 on Orchard Trail. Which paper did you publish it in? Because I didn't see it.
Southtown, Chicago Trip.
So not a Monee paper then?
No, only reason, ma'am, is because I tried to, but the time's limited. Their publication dates are not as, I'd say there's a quick turnaround with a daily Southtown. There's a bigger circulation. I need 24 hours for them. With the other newspapers like the Monee Monitor or others, sometimes it's over a week.
I see. And do you know how many of the Southtown, the people who received that, how many of them are Monee residents?
I am not sure, ma'am.
That's important.
No, I understand. I try to use the Monee Monitor as much as I possibly can, but time on this was within 2 days. And I was fortunate to get in the Southtown, but the deadline is 2 o'clock every day.
Right, but with respect, if it's a public hearing, we should be able to see it, and we weren't given the opportunity. So I just like us to try and get it into a Monee paper next
I
time.
understand.
Thank you.
Any other comments pertaining to the parcel itself? Seeing no comments or objections pertaining to the annexation of 6010 West Industrial Drive. I'll entertain a motion to close executive session, or sorry, not executive, public hearing for this matter.
I'll entertain that motion.
Second.
Raisik and Horn. Roll call, please.
Trustee Pop?
Yes.
Raisik?
Yes.
Gray?
Yeah.
Olson?
Yes.
And Horn?
Yes.
Thank you, Lynn. All right, at this point, we'll go to open to the public agenda items only. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes and come to the podium and give your name and address, please.
Good evening, Mayor, Village Board members. My name is Ken Flory. I'm an attorney with Robin Schwartz here on behalf of School District, Creek Monee School District. My address is 55 West Monroe, Chicago, 60603. I'm here to address the board tonight because you have the proposed TIF 5 for consideration and approval tonight. And we've been involved in the process in former meetings with the mayor and the Joint Review Board, expressing our serious legal concerns with TIF 5. I've been representing local governments for 25 years, and this is the most aggressive, broadest attempt at creating a TIF out of pretty much the whole village I've ever seen. Clearly, there are legal issues with many aspects of this. I've submitted a brief letter to you. If you haven't received it earlier today, I have copies here for you. Please let me know, and I can give you another copy for you. You need a copy? First of all, I want to indicate that the school district is fully supportive of the Amazon project. That's a project that helps the entire community, and at no time do we want to be seen as opposing. You need your copies over here, guys. School district, again, fully supports the Amazon project. It's a prime example of good development and good intergovernmental cooperation. As you know, a TIF, tax increment financing district, affects the school district the most. We're the biggest part of the tax bill. When you use our money in a TIF for the development purposes, it takes it out of our budget, which impacts our students, our residents. Pretty much every resident in the community is affected by your TIF. So please take that into account when considering approving TIF 5, which again, pretty much TIFs the town. There are severe legal questions we have about the TIF that we've expressed and tried to work with the village to try to come up with some compromise. It's pretty unusual to, when you have a TIF of this magnitude in the school district, stepping up not to have some sort of intergovernmental agreement. We've made several attempts, tried to talk with the village. That door is still open because I think that's the better path than pursuing legal remedies. The school district recognizes that TIFs can be beneficial to everyone in the community with the right cooperation between the governmental bodies affected. And again, we still look forward to keeping that option open. This would be in the form of an intergovernmental agreement, which is very common. Nearly every TIF that I've worked with over these 25 years, again, an intergovernmental agreement is a serious, important component of that process. Thank you for listening to me tonight. If you have any questions, you have my contact information in the letter. Thank you.
Anybody else that are open to the public? Okay. Seeing nothing further under open to the public, we'll move to the consent agenda. I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved. I'll second that.
Holston and Horn. Roll call, please.
Trustee Racick,
Yes.
Gray,
No.
Olston,
Yes.
Horn,
Yes.
Pop.
Yes.
Okay. Next on the agenda is the clerk's report. No reports there. Okay. I have nothing under my report. We'll jump to the administrator's report. There was a approval by the village board in January, I believe it was, pertaining to the Laramie Dispatch Center intergovernmental agreement. There'd be 31 agencies that would be a part of that. The board gave a favorable recommendation. We needed an ordinance that would go with that. I apologize that we did not stipulate that we needed that previously. So I simply need an ordinance number to be assigned to that.
1783.
1783. Doesn't require anything else in this one.
No, sir.
All right, at this point, we can go to officials report. Where is that? Public Works, Trustee Gray.
The one thing I do have tonight,
I'm sorry, we're still juggling things. Get somebody in my code, please.
sure.
You can hold down my circuit.
The one thing I do have tonight is the Gypsum Trail project, which was supposed to start today because of the weather. It's been delayed. It will be going during the week. Basically, what they're going to do early in the week was put out signs for the detours and what actually is going to be happening. The roundabout is the major thing. And again, it's just a matter of the detours, weather. By the middle of the week, we should be able to figure out which way to get in and out of the Highlands. And again, on the west side of Highlands, Sunrise, we still can't get in and out. So that's the major thing I want to discuss tonight. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Parks and Recreation, we do not have trustee Gonzalez or Mary Jo. Just want to remind everybody to let you know, Mary Jo has, just remind everybody, when Mary Jo started with the village, she committed to giving us 2 years. She's given us almost 2.5. And she has set her retirement date was up in the air, I believe, there until she figured out the exact impact on her retirement options and all that. But her retirement is scheduled for April 7th, I believe is her last day. So we're hoping to do something to celebrate her at the last meeting before she goes. So going on to finance, trustee.
Yeah, and I would just, I probably don't, I don't need to say this, but she's done a great job, and I would encourage trustees to let her know that as well, and that she's really gotten our Parks and Rec up and running to a fine start. Each trustee should have received, this is the finance portion, trustee should have received a copy of the fiscal year 2018 budget, 2018 budget. Please review and forward any questions to the finance department. The property tax rebate checks are available, and I think they had, how many did you have come in here tonight to get their checks? 100 to 150. A lot of people came in to pick up their checks during regular business hours, and Saturday 9 to 12. After Saturday, the checks will be mailed. What would you say is the average rebate?
Say the average would be about $200.
Between $200 and $300.
The median was like 230 or 212 or something like that.
Here's some interesting statistics. 22% of the municipal portion of property tax is being rebated. There were 866 applications submitted. 15 applicants live outside the village, so they are, of course, unable to participate in that. There were 9 untimely filings. I'm assuming that means they were late, right? And 15 were ineligible due to sale date, and 112 had unresolved obligations to the village, mainly their automobile stickers. So from what Mr. Bowler tells me, there was a lot of people paying up today and making things right with their vehicle sticker obligations. There's some great things that happened with this because we were able to find exemptions for people. There are 18 homestead exemptions found that people were not taking, which saved an average of $846. There were 30 senior exemptions that were not being taken, which was a savings of about $705 each. And back in the finance department, Marcetti Young did a lot of the actual legwork, and he's done a wonderful job back there, so kudos to him. Budget statistics. February was our 10th month of the fiscal year. The budgeted expenses for the general fund are 82.7% of budgeted expenses, which is on target, just under 83% projection. 10-month budgeted revenues for general fund are 84.15 of budgeted revenue. So very good things with the property tax rebate, and then trustees, please review the budget, especially in the department that you're responsible for, and forward your questions or comments to Mr. Bollinger. End of report.
Question?
Yes?
Any part of that tax rebate in any way related to any tips?
Unrelated.
Can we have that on the record, please?
Yeah. The property tax rebate is unrelated
I
whatsoever.
understand that, I'm just asking for the record.
That's what I'm stating for the record. I'm sorry, Doug, was it?
Yeah, and this report.
Business Development, Trustee Holston?
This information was passed on to me a few minutes ago. As we mentioned at the last meeting, Lincoln Plaza Auto Parts has become a Napa Auto Parts store. The ownership change, James Salvatore was the previous owner who had built relationships over a 41-year period. He is retiring, but the business is being taken over by Mark Lafferty, who is a Monee native. Mr. Salvatore sent a nice letter to his customers, thanking them for their business, and hence, again, the business continues to plan to stay open. That's all I have.
Did you bring your business back from Greece?
I've got some ouzo.
Okay. Next on the agenda, Building Services, Trustee Pop.
Well, in Dollar General, I don't mean to be negative, but I must say, I still don't see the road or anything happening over there, and I realize the weather did change on them, but there's a lot of progress going on inside the building, so they're moving right along. Their final electric was approved, but one of the little glitches was the fire review for the actual fire protection for the people, not a sprinkler system or anything. And that's still not up to par, so that will happen. We're looking for a beginning maybe in April for temporary occupancy, so hopefully that'll happen. Amazon, I've got 11 different things. I'm not going to tell you all 11 of them. I'll just sum it up this way. They just work enough hours and it's great progress. Okay, they're moving very fast. Eagle Fair, we got new construction going on. The rough electrical is scheduled, but nothing's happened yet with it. It's not quite ready. The rough underground plumbing passed. Derby Meadows, new construction plans for Lot 8 build out have been made and that building permit received. And building inspections to date are 76, so end of report.
Thank you. Public Safety, Trustee Raisik.
We have a few things from the police department. Monee PD obtained warrants on 3 subjects who allegedly broke into the Burger King. All 3 subjects were taken into custody in early March. Monee officers met with the manager at Burger King in September of 2016. He found out that the money drawers were empty when he opened the store. A short time later, he checked the safe and found that the cash was missing. There was no sign of forced entry, and the security cameras were not working. The subsequent investigation led to the arrest of 2 employees and one of the employees' boyfriends. The employees had coordinated the theft of security keys and the safe combination, which led to the burglary and theft of approximately $1,100. Detective Brent Cash was able to obtain information that led to the arrest of 3 subjects being implemented for their part of the robbery. Warrants were issued and suspects were arrested and held on a $10,000 bond for theft. Traffic enforcement continues in the construction areas. Officers have definitely seen a reduction in speed as our visibility has been increased. A survey of traffic crashes in 2016 indicate that over 50% of the 170 crashes handled occurred on Monee Manhattan Road between Route 50 and Ridgeland. Implementation of high visibility patrol and enforcement activities are being planned for the affected areas. And lastly, the Monee Police Department will be hiring 2 new officers within the next couple of days. The backgrounds are nearly finished, and we'll be offering these positions to qualified candidates in the next few days. End of report.
At this point, I believe we have a few items we want to break out to executive session for, so we can jump ahead here instead of going directly to the attorney's report. So I'll entertain a motion to approve going into executive session, please.
I'll entertain that motion.
That'll be pertaining to matters of real estate, section 2C6. Yep. Okay. So we have a motion by Raisik. We have a second by someone?
Second.
Second by Gray. And roll call.
Trustee Gray,
Yes.
Holston.
Yes.
Horn.
Yes.
Pop.
Yes.
And Raisik.
Yes.
Time is 7:09. Executive session, roll call please.
Trustee Raisik. Present. Gray,
Yes.
Holston. Present. Horn.
Yes.
And Pop.
Yes.
We're gonna share the mic. Pertaining to last few meetings, Attorney Gurcheski has prepared and presented to the Planning Commission an ordinance amending Title 11, Chapter 7A, Section 2 regarding home occupations. A ordinance was presented to the zoning board, Planning Commission, and they, as noted on the consent agenda, they approved the with the recommendation for that, and that's been presented tonight for our review to approve an actual ordinance for that. So, unless somebody has any questions, we'll entertain a motion to approve ordinance amending Title 11, Chapter 7A, Section 2 regarding home occupations.
So moved. Second.
Olson and Gray, roll call.
Trustee Gray,
Yes.
Holston. Yes. Horn.
Yes.
Pop.
Yes.
And Raisik.
Yes.
Ordinance number?
We only got one mic up here, guys, so it's ordinance 1784. Ready to proceed, please.
Thank you, Mayor. The next item is an ordinance approving the annexation agreement with Orchard 2251 LLC. This is on the property at Monee Manhattan Road. Public hearing took place tonight. No objections to the same. It's roughly 90 acres of property that's at the present time farmland. The owner has approved the terms of the annexation agreement. It's up for the board's review and consideration.
Entertain a motion to approve the ordinance authorizing approving the annexation agreement with Orchard 2251 LLC.
I'd make that motion.
Second.
Discussion?
Raisik, yes, sir.
Any concessions given to that?
There was a, I believe the primary concession on there was a designated increment not to be negotiated at future time, so it makes it easier for them to know what they're dealing with.
He designated, it was to be.
Not to be, pre-designated, as was the case with all their other parcels by the same owner
So
previously.
there is no agreement for a tip at this point?
Go ahead, Larry.
If I may, Trustee Holston, this agreement is subject to them becoming part of the TIF. If they do not become part of the TIF, they have the right to disconnect from the village.
Correct.
They did ask for, at one point in time, close to 80% of the TIF revenue, including part of the sales tax, hotel tax, if it came by, gasoline tax, and we said no to that. We did indicate if there was going to be an agreement, would not exceed 80% of the revenue, real estate revenue only. They have no present user at this time. We did indicate that if they do bring in a retail user or whatever else, a hotel, we would consider it on a case-by-case basis. But they did ask to commit that we would pledge at least 80% of the incremental property tax.
At least 80?
No more than 80, I take that, no more than 80%.
No more than 80.
No more than 80%.
Thank you.
And as Attorney Gurcheski indicated, the same developers that have been involved in that property also were the same, I believe, of the same partnerships and such there that dealt with Amazon property and some of the other developers. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, may I read this into the record? In the event the subject property becomes part of Monee TIF number 5, the parties agreed that the village will offer development incentives to the owner of not more than 80% of the real estate tax increment generated from the development project. Said incentive shall be used to reimburse the owner for eligible tax increment redevelopment project costs, which are to be approved by the village. The village agrees to consider on a case-by-case basis pledging additional revenue generated from the specific project, but there is no obligation to commit to the same. That was, they were pretty adamant about that in order to market the property.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? We have a motion, we have a second. Roll call.
Trustee Gray,
Yes.
Alston,
Yes.
Horn,
Yes.
Pop,
Yes.
and Mason.
Yes.
Ordinance number, sir?
1785.
1785.
Thank you, Mayor. The next item is an ordinance annexing certain territory to the village of Monee, same parcel, the Monee Manhattan Ridgeland site, with the PIN number attached there too. That a plat will be signed by the mayor and the village clerk, and this ordinance authorizing the annexation of said territory with the mayor to sign the same.
Same agreement?
Yes, sir. I'll entertain a motion to approve ordinance annexing property basically described as the northwest corner of Monee, Manhattan Road, and Ridgeland Road.
Make that motion.
Second. Gray, Raisik, roll call.
Trustee Alston,
Yes.
Horn,
Yes.
Pop,
Yes.
Grayson,
Yes.
and Gray.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. The next item should be, I'm sorry.
Yes, yeah, the 1786 was the last ordinance there. Point of clarity, Attorney Kuczewski, we're sequentially, make sure we get it right, we're flipping 4 and 5.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we're going to pass them in this order if possible. Go ahead.
The next item is an ordinance approving annexation agreement with Aunt Martha's Building Corporation, Inc., a non-for-profit corporation. This is also the industrial drive property that we talked about earlier tonight at the public hearing. We are awaiting certain documents from the said owner, but at this point in time, it's an agreement by and between the village of Monee and Aunt Martha's Building Corporation.
I entertain a motion to approve ordinance authorizing annexation agreement with Aunt Martha's Building Corporation, PIN number 21-14-20-300-006-0000. If I could stipulate with any minor legal remedies as council deems fit.
Entertain that motion.
Raise it.
Second.
I'm sorry, was that Horn?
Yes.
Okay, Raisik and Horn. Roll call.
Trustee Horn,
Yes.
Pop,
Yes.
Mason,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
and Alston.
Yes.
1787.
1787 is that ordinance? Go back to item 4.
Thank you, Mayor. The next item is an ordinance annexing certain territory from the village of Monee. Once again, this will be 6010 Industrial Drive, also known as the Aunt Martha's Building Corporation site, which was the subject of the annexation agreement.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the ordinance, annexation ordinance for the property at 6010 Industrial Drive, as previously mentioned.
I'll entertain a motion. Second.
Raisik and Gray. Roll call, please.
Trustee Pop,
Yes.
Grayson,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Alston,
Yes.
and Horn.
Yes.
1788.
That's ordinance 1788.
Thank you, Mayor. The next item is an ordinance authorizing the execution of a purchase sales agreement for 6010 Industrial Drive. It's up before the board for review and consideration.
I'll entertain a motion to approve authorizing council to finalize the conditions and move forward with authorizing the purchase of said property for an amount not to exceed $200,000.
So moved.
Second.
Olson, Gray, roll call.
Trustee Racick,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Paulson,
Yes.
Horn,
Yes.
and Pop.
Yes.
Ordinance number 7. Okay, next.
The next item is an ordinance removing parcels from Monee Tax Increment Finance District number 3 and Monee Tax Increment Finance District number 4. In addition to certain, there's 5 residential lots that will be removed, and also parcels that are subject to pending redevelopment agreements that we reached roughly 10 years ago. This ordinance must be approved and adopted prior to taking any action on tip number 5.
I will entertain a motion to approve an ordinance authorizing the removal of parcels from Monee Tax Increment District 3 and Monee Tax Increment District 4.
So moved.
Second.
Holston and Pop, roll call.
Trustee Gray,
Yes.
Paulson,
Yes.
Horn,
Yes.
Pop,
Yes.
and Racick.
Yes.
1790.
Thank you, Mayor. The next item is an ordinance,
Where's the?
I'm sorry,
Yeah, just so everybody's clear, on the next 4, Larry, on the next 4, there is a grouping, I'm sorry, the next 3 technically. The next 3 are grouped together. This is standard for creation of a TIF district. You want to give it a brief description so we understand the difference of each of the 3?
yes, Ron. In establishing a TIF district, there are 3 ordinances that must be adopted. 1 would be the ordinance approving the redevelopment plan. 2 would be the ordinance approving the redevelopment project area. 3 would be the ordinance approving TIF financing. This is standard for any TIF the village establishes. After these ordinances are, if they are approved by the village board, then it's up to the village to file them with the tax extension department with the county. But these ordinances have to be, if the board wants to proceed in such a manner, have to be approved and adopted.
So, just proceed with this.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, item number 8, entertain a motion to approve the ordinance approving TIF 5 redevelopment plan and project.
So moved.
Second.
Holston, Pop, roll call.
Trustee Gray,
No.
Holston,
Yes.
Horn,
Yes.
Pop,
Yes.
Racick.
Yes.
Ordinance number 6. Item number 9, I'll entertain a motion to approve the designating TIF number 5 redevelopment project area. Let me make sure it's it.
So moved.
Holston,
Second.
Raisik. Roll call, please.
That was 9, correct?
Yeah. We're on number 9, correct. Sorry about that.
For 9, did you have a motion?
Yeah, we did. We had Holston and Raisik.
Trustee Holston,
Yes.
Horn,
Yes.
Pop,
Yes.
Racick. Yes. And Gray.
No.
Ordinance number.
1792.
Thank you. Next, we have discussion, approval, I'm sorry. Strike that. Is it? I think I don't see too much, Larry. I'll entertain a motion to approve an ordinance adopting TIF number 5 redevelopment project area for TIF financing. Is it correct statement in that?
Second.
Holston, Raisik. Roll call, please.
Trustee Horn,
Yes.
Pop,
Yes.
Racick,
Yes.
Gray,
No.
and Holston.
Yes.
So 1793, thank you. Larry, we don't have anything ready for number 11, correct?
No, sir.
Okay. We are, just to give you a heads up here, we're in the process of moving forward on a couple of development projects. There is still in the works, I believe at this point. You know, we put this on here hoping that we would have everything finalized and ready for the board. We did not. We're still trying to work out a couple of things, I believe, by the next board meeting, Kevin. By the next board meeting, a week from Wednesday, we should be ready to have something for your review on that. That would be a redevelopment agreement for 25655 Governor's Highway, which the scope of that project would be significant improvements to the property that's there. Frequently we refer to it as, well, it's Monee Liquor, but you know, everybody knows Paul. But he's got about half of his building that's not being used. He recognizes the fact that the curb appeal is lacking the charm that we want to convey in our community. We've been working with him for several months, I guess, trying to figure out the best plan of momentum on that. And he has a potential tenant for the north half of his building that would be a barbecue restaurant, I believe. So just want to give you a heads up, that's where we're at on that, but they're still working on a few of the details, making sure it meets our criteria of aesthetic and functional needs. So,
Discussion or question?
yes.
Does he submit architectural plans and stuff? Is that how that works?
Yeah, he has a development expert that's working with him, which we recommend for anybody who's trying to take on a project instead of trying to do it themselves. Just, it makes it a lot easier for them, it makes it a lot easier for everybody all the way around. So he has enlisted the support of a development expert that has worked on other projects in town. That is where they're at. They're working on the renderings. I believe Kevin may have received a sample of the rendering today, but it wasn't ready in time to provide to the board. So their first attempt wasn't up to our expectations, so we need to push back a little bit. So. Yeah, it's simply, it was there hoping that we would have been ready because they were pretty excited about the opportunities, but we're not ready to take any action on that, so we'll move on. Larry, I think we're good on the legal stuff, right?
Yes, sir.
Anything under old business? Anything under new
Yes,
business?
under old business,
Yes, sir.
we talked last month about the audio, of the video system for this room,
About the what?
the video system for this room.
Yes, sir.
I did meet, as requested, with Ruben before I went on vacation, and have decided for the moment we want to wait, put something in next year's budget, because it doesn't appear that am I correct that the thing with the county did not go through?
Not at present. They have not picked another location yet. I think they were hoping we get our stuff stabilized before they made a final determination.
At this point, we really don't have the money to do anything, so we're going to look at it and do something for next year's budget.
Understood. Appreciate you taking the time to do that. Thank you. Anything under new business? At this point, we move on to open to the public non-agenda items. Anybody?
Joseph Krakowski, 5686 West Roosevelt Street. I want to say thank you to the board and the mayor for approving ordinance 1784, the revision of Title 11, Chapter 7A, Section 2, about home business. With that, I'm looking to see, I have a favorable recommendation with planning and zoning that's under the consent agenda. So I just wanted to see where the home business license would be standing right now.
You just have to file the paperwork, and that'll be something the clerk and I will sign off on.
Okay, and I believe the paperwork is on hold, because I submitted it last year with the check and.
Yeah, I'm not real sure what the status is on that. You can check with the clerk's office tomorrow morning.
Well, just wanted to see where that fell in. Appreciate it.
Thank you. And welcome to the agency. Anybody else want to open to the public? Boy, I haven't heard this in a while. Good job, Public Works, on keeping the streets clear out for the last,
Since Christmas.
Don't get him started talking. Don't get him started talking.
I do have a question. I do have a question for Public Works. Can salt be stored? Can salt be stored over the summer?
Absolutely, sir.
Okay. It doesn't break down that you have to stop it. I guess salt, yeah, sodium chloride doesn't really, yeah, whatever. Should have just thought.
Don't forget it's on like it. Sorry. Next, we've already dealt with executive session. Time is now 8:01
I'll make a motion.
to adjourn, to adjourn, I'm sorry, that was Gray and Raisik. Roll call.
Trustee Pop,
Yes.
Grayson. Yes. Gray.
Yes.
Olson. Yes. And Oral.
Yes.
Thank you.